Welcome back. Now that we've got the aggregated data that's required for our campaign analysis is in the data lake, we need to create a database object so that the analyst or the reporting tools can query the data. So as you know, we've got two choices. One is to create an external table, and the other one is to do the views. But as we discussed previously, external tables don't allow us to do partition pruning. So that means the best choice for us is to create a view, but also expose the partition columns so that we can query the data using the partition columns and prune the partitions. If you remember from our previous discussions, we already have a view in our silver layer which is working very similar to what we need. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clone this script, which is the create silver views, and create a create gold views script. Let us now make the corresponding changes. The first thing I'm going to do is to replace silver to gold everywhere, because that's what we need. Okay. That's done. Let's walk it through the create view statement. The first thing is to select the moment. Here we are reading the data using the file path function and get the year and the month, which are the partitions in the folder path. So that way we can get the year and month. But if you remember, we also have the year and month as part of a selection. We can ignore that one because we don't need that. If we choose to use those years and months, we are not going to be able to prune the partition. So let's use the year and month from the file path function, and we've got the rest of the information here by using the open row set function to get the data. And the only thing we need to change is the width clause. The columns we are going to select are vastly different to what's already there. So I'm going to quickly copy and paste what I got. I've already prepared the column names that we need for our data, and those columns are borough, trip date, trip day weekend indicator, car trip count, cash trip count. And I provide that the appropriate data types as well. So with that, we've got everything we need to create the view. So let me run the script, and it should clear the view as well as read the data from the view. Let's run it and see whether we get the right data. So we've got the data as we expect to see. We've got the year and the month. But the thing to remember is they've come from the partition columns rather than the data which is within the Parquet files themselves. And we've also got the rest of the columns, which is per borough trip data day and the weekend indicator, also the two columns we've got here. So let's take a look at the messages and see the number of records. That's just 100 because I've restricted it to top 100. But if I take that off and run it, we should have the number of records from the aggregated table, which is 3,316. This is spread over all the 18 months, the 12 months in 2020 and the 6 months in 2021. As you can see, we've gone from millions of records to 3,316. So when the queries run on this data, they are going to be very quick and responsive, and that's what we wanted. So we've done the aggregations that are required in order to support our analysis, and we've stored them in that table as well, or in this case, a view. So with this, we've successfully taken the data from our silver layer, performed the transformations that are required, and also stored that data in our gold layer and created a view on top of that so that the BI tools or the analyst can perform analysis of the data. So that's the end of this session. I'll see you in the next one.